Anatomy Gang, we cover disorders you may not know about. And on today's episode, we'll be covering the topic of osteoarthritis with special guest, Dr. Rogan. Hi,
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Can you tell the audience a little bit more about yourself?
Hello, everyone. Basically, I'm a rheumatologist. In other words, I'm a doctor who deals with joints or other types of arthritis. And I usually treat them or diagnose them.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
No problem.
Let's just jump right in. Can you tell us what is osteoarthritis?
Osteoarthritis is sometimes called degenerative joint disease or wear and tear of the joints. So, basically what that means is that over time your joints get dilapidated when other factors just come at play. So, for example, weight and stuff, and I'll get to that later. But this disease causes joint pain, and specifically more in your knees and elbows. So, for example, when you flex or you walk, it hurts. And if it's not treated correctly or it's not treated at all, it can eventually take off all the cartilage in your epiphysis of your bones, and it causes friction between bones, which are...
Oh, so when your bones are breaking?
No, not exactly. Let me see if I can think of another analogy. Oh, here's a good one. So, for example, when you open the door, like from your house, do you ever open your door from your house?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. When you use that door a lot, for example, like for a lot of years, do you hear a difference, like in the squeaking noise?
Yeah, it does squeak.
Yeah, it's basically like that, but in your bones, and like it can cause a lot of pain. It's mostly for like adults, like older than 50.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Isaacs. Mr. Isaacs. Should we put...
Interesting. What is causing this?
There are many factors at play, as I said. One of the factors would be older age. So, for example, when you use your joints a lot, for example, when you live a lot, and you walk a lot, and you run a lot, it can cause detrimental effects to your cartilage. Also, obesity. You develop like this pressure on your knees and elbows where you can't, like, you can still walk, but it will not be the same, and it will hurt. Also, genetics. For example, if your parents or your grandparents have osteoarthritis, you might have it too, just because genes and stuff.
Well, thank you for your time, and we will be back shortly after our commercial break.
Hello, my name is Elias and I'm a physician at Kaiser Permanente, and I would like to tell you how you might be able to treat arthritis.
Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so fine. Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so fine. Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so fine.
Welcome back, Anatomy Gang. We are back on the subject of osteoarthritis. Special guest, Old Man Jack. Hi, Jack. Can you tell us some of the symptoms you face with your osteoarthritis?
I sure can. One of the first symptoms I started to notice when I was back in 75 years old, still young, but I noticed a lot of pain, especially like in my elbows, where like when I flexed, and on my knees as well. I felt a lot of tenderness as well in my body. I couldn't really like move, which is very hard for me to get around. Also, I lost a sense of like flexibility, like for example, when I used to do jumping jacks, I can't do that now.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to see me try. Also, I noticed a lot of swelling in my body, and I thought I was eating too many quesadillas, but it was actually, in fact, arthritis. And when I checked with my doctor, they brought me the news that I had arthritis, which is very painful.
Thank you for your time, Old Man Jack.
Whatever.
And our special guest, Dr. Rogan, will be coming with us shortly. was wondering, what are some of the treatments for osteoarthritis?
Well, some of the treatments of arthritis are, self-care. So, for example, exercise.
Definitely.
When you go like for a running, start losing weight, that could actually help like the pressure in your joints.
Mm-hmm.
Also, medication. If you don't like working out, then you could just go to the doctor and get some drugs. that's not to make fun.
Sorry.
Anyways, also therapies, as our sponsor said, therapies are very important, and as seen as such, like it really helped that man. Was it like easy?
Yosef.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, another one is surgery. And this could happen by like, for example, when you have synovial joints, that's a type of joint that we have. You can actually inject the liquid that is in there and like kind of seal it
Interesting.
in order to for it to not leak.
And that's all we have for you today, Anatomy Gang. Keep on stretching.